Welcome. While December may seem like a time for gardens to rest, it's actually the perfect moment to get a head start on next year's harvest. The vegetables we'll cover today are chosen for their resilience. Plant them now, and you'll enjoy early, abundant crops come spring and summer. If you have a greenhouse, polytunnel, or cold frame, you'll give your young plants the best possible start. When the days grow short and the air turns crisp, many gardeners might think it's time to pack away their tools, but for those in the know, winter is the perfect season to get a head start on one of the most rewarding crops you can grow: broad beans. These hardy legumes are a true winter staple, offering not just a promise of early harvests, but also a sense of hope and anticipation during the coldest months of the year. One of the best varieties for winter sowing is Aqua Dulce Claudia. This classic broad bean is renowned for its resilience and ability to thrive even when temperatures dip close to freezing. Sowing these seeds in December allows them to establish strong, deep roots that will anchor them through winter's chill, setting the stage for vigorous growth as soon as spring arrives. If you have a sheltered spot or a cold frame, your seedlings will get an even better start. To plant, create a shallow trench in well-drained soil. Sow your seeds in double rows, spacing them about 23 centimeters apart, and push each seed down to a depth of 5 centimeters. This spacing not only gives each plant room to grow, but also helps support the stems as they develop, reducing the risk of wind damage later on. Once your seeds are in place, gently cover them with soil, firm it down with your hands, and water if the ground is dry. Broad beans are remarkably tough, but a little care at this stage goes a long way. Even in the depths of winter, these seeds will quietly begin their journey beneath the surface. Sowing broad beans early has another big advantage. It means you'll be harvesting weeks ahead of spring-sown crops. And you'll often avoid the worst of the blackfly infestations that can plague later plantings. Early plants are stronger, healthier, and more likely to shrug off pests and diseases. Don't worry if you see frost on the ground. Broad bean shoots are built to withstand the cold. They'll emerge slowly but steadily, their sturdy stems and leaves unfazed by winter's icy grip. Watching those first green shoots push through the frosty soil is a true sign that spring is on its way. As the months pass, keep the area around your beans free from weeds, which can compete for nutrients and water. By late April or May, your patience will be rewarded with plump, sweet pods ready for picking. There's nothing quite like the satisfaction of harvesting your own broad beans after nurturing them through the winter. Whether you enjoy them fresh from the pod, tossed into salads, or cooked into hearty stews, homegrown broad beans have a flavor and tenderness that store-bought beans simply can't match. Starting your broad beans in winter not only fills your garden with life during the quietest season, but also brings a delicious taste of spring to your table, weeks ahead of schedule. Onions are next, and for many gardeners, they hold a special place in the winter calendar. While the days are short and the air is crisp, there's a sense of anticipation in the garden. The tradition of sowing onions on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas, is cherished by generations of growers. It's a ritual that marks the turning point from the old year to the new, a quiet act of hope and patience as the world outside slumbers under winter's chill. There's a charming belief that sowing onion seeds on Boxing Day brings the best results, giving your onions a head start before the rush of spring. It's a gentle way to ease back into gardening after the festive celebrations, and it connects us to a long-standing tradition that's as much about mindfulness as it is about growing food. For some, it's a family affair, gathering together, sharing stories, and passing down gardening wisdom as the seeds are sown. The act itself is simple, but it's filled with meaning, a quiet celebration of new beginnings. Sowing from seed opens up a world of possibilities, offering far more variety than sets. You can choose from sweet, mild onions to robust, pungent types, and even experiment with rare or heirloom varieties. Start your seeds under cover, using trays or pots filled with a fine seed compost. This protected environment shields the delicate seeds from the harshest winter weather, giving them the best chance to germinate and thrive. Sow the seeds thinly, spacing them out so each tiny plant has room to grow. Cover them lightly with a sprinkle of compost or vermiculite, just enough to keep them snug, but not so much that they struggle to break through. Water gently, using a fine rose or mister, to avoid disturbing the seeds. Place your trays in a bright, cool spot, perhaps a greenhouse, cold frame, or even a sunny windowsill. The key is to keep the environment cool but frost-free, and to maintain steady moisture. Check regularly, misting is needed, so the compost never dries out. In a few weeks, you'll notice the first slender green shoots emerging, like tiny blades of grass. These seedlings are delicate at first, but with time and care, they'll grow stronger. Let them develop until they're sturdy enough to handle, resisting the urge to rush them outdoors. By the time spring arrives, your young onions will be robust and ready for planting out into the garden. Transplant them carefully into prepared rows, spacing them so each plant has room to swell and mature. This early start means your onions will have a longer growing season, giving them the best chance to form large, healthy bulbs. The reward for your patience and care is a crop of bigger, better bulbs, onions that are full of flavor and perfect for storing through the winter months. There's a quiet satisfaction in knowing that this abundance began with a simple act on a cold winter's day. All from a handful of seeds sown in winter's quietest days, this Boxing Day tradition is a gentle reminder that even in the depths of winter, new life is waiting just beneath the surface, ready to burst forth when the time is right. December is prime time for garlic. Plant now for a robust summer harvest. Use certified seed garlic, not supermarket bulbs. Break bulbs into cloves, choosing the largest and healthiest. Plant in well-drained soil, 10-15 centimeters apart, with the pointed end up. Avoid waterlogged spots. Raised beds or added grit help drainage. Cover, firm, and keep weed-free. Green shoots will appear in late winter. By midsummer you'll have a bounty of pungent, flavorful garlic to enjoy. Mizuna is a quick, cold-tolerant Japanese green, perfect for winter salads and stir-fries. Sow under cover or on a bright windowsill for best results. Use pots or trays with compost. Sow thinly and cover lightly. Germination is fast, even in winter. Harvest outer leaves as soon as they're a few inches long. Leave the center to regrow. Enjoy a steady supply of fresh greens all winter. A small effort for a vibrant, continuous crop. For the fastest harvest, try microgreens, any vegetable or herb grown to the first true leaf stage. Radish, broccoli, kale, and mustard all work well. Use a shallow tray with compost, sow seeds densely, and press down gently. Keep moist on a bright windowsill. In 1 to 2 weeks, snip your microgreens for salads, soups, or garnishes. The flavors are intense and fresh. It's instant gratification gardening, perfect for winter. Get kids involved for extra fun. Imagine stepping into your garden on a frosty morning and finding crisp, vibrant lettuce ready to harvest. Yes, you can enjoy fresh, homegrown lettuce even in the depths of winter, if you choose the right variety and follow a few simple steps. Many gardeners think of lettuce as a summer crop, but with a little planning, you can extend your harvest well into the coldest months. The secret lies in selecting varieties bred for resilience and cold tolerance. One of the best choices for winter growing is Winter Gem, a small, crisp cause lettuce that thrives when temperatures drop. Unlike more delicate lettuces, Winter Gem is specially bred to withstand chilly nights and short days, making it a reliable option for year-round gardeners. Its compact heads are packed with flavor and crunch, perfect for salads or sandwiches, even when the rest of the garden is dormant. To get started, sow Winter Gem seeds in modules or small pots, ideally under cover to protect them from harsh weather. Use a fine seed compost to give your seedlings the best start. Gently press the seeds into the surface and cover lightly. They don't need much soil on top. Keep the compost moist, but not waterlogged, and place the trays somewhere cool, but frost-free. Germination can be a little slow in the low light of winter, so be patient. You might notice the seeds taking a week or more to sprout, but as long as the temperature stays above freezing, they'll keep growing steadily. If you have grow lights, use them to give your seedlings a boost, but a bright windowsill or unheated greenhouse works well too. Once your seedlings have developed their first true leaves, it's time to thin them out. Carefully remove the weaker seedlings, leaving just the strongest one in each module or pot. This gives each plant enough space and resources to develop into a healthy, robust lettuce head. When the seedlings are large enough to handle, transplant them into a cold frame, unheated greenhouse, or even a sheltered spot outdoors, if your winters are mild. Space each plant about 20 centimeters apart to allow for good air circulation and healthy growth. Protect them from severe frost with fleece or cloches if needed. As the weeks pass, you'll see your Winter Gem lettuces form tight, crunchy heads. You can start harvesting by picking the outer leaves, as needed, or wait and cut whole heads for a real treat. There's nothing quite like the taste of fresh, homegrown lettuce in the middle of winter, a true taste of summer, even when the world outside is cold and gray. Kale is hardy, nutritious, and perfect for a December sowing under cover. Choose varieties like dwarf green curled or narrow di Toscana, sow in modular trays, 1 or 2 seeds per cell, and keep in a cool, bright spot, thin to the strongest seedling. Grow on in a cold greenhouse for tough, resilient plants. Transplant in early spring for a quick, healthy harvest before pests arrive. Pick young leaves often for a long, bountiful crop. Spinach, especially winter-hardy types like Perpetual or Medania, thrives with a little protection. Sow in a greenhouse tunnel or under a cloche, in deep, fertile soil. Sow thinly, cover, and water in. Harvest outer leaves regularly to keep plants productive. Keep watered to prevent bolting. Enjoy fresh, iron-rich leaves all winter and into spring. With the right variety and a greenhouse, you can enjoy early, sweet carrots. Choose fast-maturing types like Amsterdam forcing. Sow thinly in fine, stone-free compost in containers or raised beds under cover. Cover lightly and keep moist. Thin seedlings to avoid crowding. By late spring, harvest tender, sweet baby carrots. It's a taste of sunshine, months ahead of schedule. December is the time to sow cauliflower seeds indoors for a head start. Pick early summer varieties like all the year round. Sow 1 seed per cell in modular trays with seed compost. Keep in a cool, bright, frost-free spot for steady growth. Avoid too much heat. Sturdy plants are the goal. By spring, your young cauliflowers will be ready to plant out. Early sowing means earlier, bigger harvests next summer. There you have it. Vegetables you can confidently sow this December. From broad beans to microgreens, there's something for every gardener. Use your local climate and soil as your guide, and make the most of any protected space. I hope you're inspired to get sowing, even on a chilly day. Share your winter planting plans in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more gardening tips, and happy gardening.